Awesome. All right. So we are in this new group about marketing boost solutions. I'm going to demo Social Lead Connector in this group.
Let me interrupt you there. Let me jump in there because I don't even know that everybody's aware of this group.
I was about to say that. Yeah.
We did email everybody about it and post it in the group. But if you haven't already joined this particular group, it's look for it, Marketing Boost Solutions. This is going to be a support platform just for these softwares, the Automation Booster, Social Lead Connector, and My Messenger. So don't miss out on joining that. All right, go ahead.
Yeah. Feel free to join that group because any questions you have or concerns about any softwares, you can reach out to us here and yeah, we'll take care of you from there. And by doing that, if you have a question, you post it there, others can also see that and learn straight away. So it's like helping everyone if you post questions here. So that's one. The other concern, before I even start the demo, we know that few of you guys have not received your login information with some technical issues. If that is the case, Marco, do you want to, should they email you somewhere or how do we solve that problem?
Put it in this Facebook group if you're
already just put it in the Facebook group. Yeah, that would be easy, I guess. Yeah. So if you have not received your login information in regards to My Messenger CRM and Social Lead Connector, just go ahead and make a post in the group and we'll take care of you from there. So that is first thing which we would like to address. Okay, so let me start with the Social Lead Connector. So if I click on the Social Lead Connector, while we are talking, I mean, there are still videos and training videos which are to be done. And having said that, with this travel, it just coincided. My goal is to make sure and try and do all those by this weekend. So you would see some training videos coming in. And whenever we drop any videos, we'll also notify you in this group. So you guys would know that, hey, training videos, and obviously you can learn from there as well. So this video here, which you see whenever you log in, is not working. It's just a placeholder for that video, which is going to come out. So ignore this one for now. But here's what I want to start with. So if I click on this 9 red dots on the top, which goes to the settings area, I want to start with one feature at a time. So I'm going to click on delete pending request. And what it does, it just opens a new tab with all the pending requests which you have and just starts deleting all of those. The reason it does it is because you don't want to just add people and just increase the bank of people have not accepted your request, because that just triggers Facebook saying you're trying to add people who you don't know and you're just trying to spam. So you don't want to add too many people, but you want to also delete people regularly. So I would say at least twice a week. Just don't let this pending request be more than 100, if that's okay. But all I did for doing this is, okay, where is it? Okay, all I did was I clicked on Social Lead Connector, clicked on this 9 dots and see this delete pending request. I just went there and I clicked on it and it is working on the background while I'm also doing other stuff. So it just works on the background. See 16 friend requests have been canceled. So, and if you want to stop this, just close this tab. And just like that, the friend request thing is stopped.
Close which tab?
Whichever was automating on the background. So
the Facebook tab.
Show again. Yeah, correct. So if I do it again, delete pending request, it opens a new tab where it starts deleting. So if you want to stop, okay, that's it. I don't want to delete more today. Just go ahead and close this tab. That's it. Because it works on a separate tab. So that's how delete pending friend request works. And Marco, if you can possibly just, because I have a smaller screen, monitor the chats if they have a particular question about this, or actually let's just keep it open. If you have a particular question about the feature I'm just showing you, just unmute your mic and ask me a question. We'll just address it straight away.
Perfect, Allah. This is Chris. So
go ahead.
When you're deleting from the list and it scrolls down and shows that it's being deleted, but when you close it, you reopen it again, it shows the same people still on the list. Does that matter or no?
Well, it's the servers which are not getting updated straight away. So it will be deleted. So don't worry about that. When you delete it, it will be deleted. It's just that it's showing, because I just did it straight away. It didn't update the servers on the back end that, hey, we've deleted this person, but it just gets deleted. So I would just say do that twice a week and you're safe.
Perfect.
And
Thank you.
don't let that pending request bank get more than 100 or 120, because that's when Facebook triggers some weirdness and starts to notice you that what you're trying to do. Okay.
Perfect. Thank you.
Not a problem. All right. So that's delete pending requests. Unfriend all. I don't ever want you to click on this, because they would literally go ahead and start unfriending every friend of yours, which is not our goal. But hey, for whatever reason, if you want to, that's the feature. I'm not going to click on that, because it would just start unfriending people from my friend list. Okay. But that's basically a feature. If you want to use for whatever reason, you can. Change password settings. I want to start with the settings here. By the way, whenever your account is created, you guys get a default password from us. So if you want to change password, you would just again go there and click on change password. You would put your default old password, which we give you, and you would put your new password and save it here. That's how you change the password. If we go to settings, that's where there's a lot of stuff which comes in and people get confused. So let's go through one at a time. I want to start with segments. Once again, so if you guys remember with the demo which I did, what Social Lead Connector does is it sends messages on your behalf when it adds someone. If you want to, if you don't want to, just want to add people, that's totally fine. But hey, if you want to add someone on automation and send a message request, send a message to them as well, like, hey, I just saw you're a part of Marketing Boost Solutions. I would like to stay in touch with you. Hope you're well. Just a simple generic message you want to send them. If you want to create that type of message, you have to create that in segments and break down the whole sentence, because what Social Lead Connector does is it literally changes and mixes and matches the words before it sends the message out, so that you don't trigger Facebook's spam filters. Okay. So the way I did that, I'm going to edit this and I'll show you what I mean by that. So I've just created hi is like, hey, I'm pretty sure everyone starts a conversation with hi or hello or how are you, or something like that. So I just want to put different versions of saying hi, right? That first piece of the sentence. I've got hi, first name, hello, first name, hey, hi, just like 4 options. You can do as many as you want, as creative as you can be. But how do we create this? So when you log in, you would not have this 2 here. So let's just go through from scratch. So I want to create segments. I'll create ad. I would just type some name so that I remember what's in this segment is like hello. Okay. And here down here is what I start typing. So in this first segment, I want to say hi and then add. See, it adds here. Then I want to create another message is hello. Okay, and add. Then I would create another message for some people who speak Spanish as well. Hola. Oh, hola. Add. Then different versions. Hi. Then you can select first name here. Add. Hello. Then first name. Add. So just like this. So this is just a name for me to know what's in there. And creating is create a new. Hola. First name. Then click add. And I have 6 different versions of the first message, first words which goes out. And I would save this segment. So it's saving the segment. Just like that, I've created a new segment. And just like this, I would also create another segment which follows after hi or hello is how are you doing? How's it going? Something like that. So I've just created how are you doing? How's it going? And I can also do how are you doing, like a full words. That becomes a new version, right? So add. So this is just abbreviated R and U. This is RU. Okay. Save. And you can also say like, you know, end of the message, which would say chat soon. Okay. Add. Hopefully speak to you soon. And add. And just like that, I've saved a message. So the reason we are creating this too is so that we can group them together and form a whole sentence. So segments are created. So if you can imagine different pieces of the whole sentence and restructure them and create them in advance, you can use them anywhere. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a different group. So I clicked on group here. Now I want to merge two segments and create a group, which will complete the whole sentence. So I would click on add. Here, I would just say, I want to create, for example, let's say you want to create a message for someone who's from Marketing Boost group. Okay, so Marketing Boost, new friend. Okay. I would just name it so that I know what's this message group all about. Then I start selecting message segments. And if you remember, we created hello and end just in front just now. So I'm going to say hello here. And you can add, so okay, let me step back. If I delete both of this, so first I just named here what this group is going to be called. Then to insert, I click on insert here. I want to insert the message segment which we created before. So I'm going to click on this. I'm going to click on hello. Then next I can also put some static words or keywords. So I'm going to add some static words. So here I would say, I found you in the Marketing Boost Solutions group. Okay. This is a static which will go out every single time. That's what static means. It doesn't rotate or anything because it's not a segment. It is just a static message. So at the end, I would say end. So if you understand what I've done here is you would pick and choose any different word variation which you created in the hello segment. Then it would add this static message to every single person. And then it would pick and choose any segment from end, if that makes sense. Does that make sense?
That could be an entire paragraph before you hit
It can
end?
be, yes, correct. It can be entire paragraph, whatever you wish. Okay, it's just, I wanted to show the difference where if you see those in the brackets, that is a segment which we created in the previous tab that would pick and choose a different version of that segment, but you can also add a static in between. So this is just a static which will go out every single message. It doesn't change, it doesn't do anything, but at least this and this changes. That makes it a different message, if that makes sense. And once I've built this here, once again, we have to click on add. People do, I mean, this is a very common mistake. We have to click on add to build that group. Just like that, we've created a group called MB new friend. But guess what? You can do another group with similar message. So I'm going to
hitting that add is like hitting the save button.
Correct. It's you. Yes, it's you basically creating a group and adding it to your database. That's what we're doing here. We're not editing to save. We're literally creating a group and we're adding it to our database. Like it's literally, I just added this here. So now it's just done once off. I can use this anytime I go into Marketing Boost Solutions and I want to add someone. So that's one way. So let me show another one here. So static text. So I noticed. So member. Okay. Again, I haven't thought through the message, but I hope you get the idea. And I'm going to select the message segment and do that end here. So here I said, I found you in the Marketing Boost Solutions group. Here I say, I noticed you're also a Marketing Boost Solutions member. So just like this, I created, not only we have different variations in this segment, which is hello and end, which we've used in this, but we also created two different static versions here, which will also be rotated before it sends a message. So I'm going to save this. And what happened is now we've created a new group, which says MB new friends. Why do we need this new group? I mean, why do we need to create group? Because that is where, I mean, you would select a group to send message. I'll show you where it falls off. I mean, where do you select that? But does anyone have any questions on how to create segments in the groups? I'll show you where to use this in a minute, but I want to make sure you understand this properly, because this is where the setup piece comes in. But once you set it up properly, it's just done for you once off, and then you just have to select that particular group before you send a message, and it just sends the message for you.
So, okay, so with the static messages, so since they are live reading messages, they're not switching like the segments. If you have two or more static messages, the system will flip them as it runs through, correct? It's not going to be the same one all the time.
Correct. So that's why I created two different versions here. So there are two different statics in this, but I created two different statics to make that group. The group is called MB New Friends, and it will be more clear when I select that, and I'll show you where to put that. But it's just that I want you guys to be clear that why you want to create different segments, like break down a sentence into different pieces and create sentence accordingly, because you use those segments to create a sentence by merging them in a group here. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so the power, if I understand this, the power of this is it's going to, if I want to send to 50 friends, 50 people a day in a particular group, it's going to send some of them with hey, some of them with hello, some of them with whatever. Yes. And it's also going to change up the interior of the message being, hey, I noticed you on, you're also a Marketing Boost member. Hey, you and I are both.
I mean, look at this.
We can switch it up. Got it.
If you notice this, so what I did is just to see a preview, you can click on this eye next to the edit, and it would literally show you what are the different versions which are going to be sent out. I mean, everything here is just looks different, right? There are so many different options here, and it mixes and matches those different pieces and builds a sentence for you. And that's all randomized. So it's not in a pattern or anything. It's literally randomized version, so which makes it more real. But yeah, so basically exactly what you said, Marco. It picks and chooses from this, and it sends a version out before for everyone. But that's how you
because you're going to also set the settings to send every 5 minutes, for example. Facebook doesn't see it as a spamming.
Correct. That is, so this the way to stay out of Facebook spam filters is to make sure you don't spam people first thing, right? So that you stop people blocking you and reporting you to Facebook, but to also make sure you send them like real and genuine messages and different variations, not copy-pasted messages. So that is the other way Facebook knows. And the third thing is like, hey, if you go crazy within a few minutes and start sending copy-paste messages and adding people, Facebook notice, oh, there was no activity with this person, this username before like half an hour, and suddenly in half an hour that person has added 50 people and sent 50 or 30 friend requests, 30 messages, which was never ever done before. So let me check, maybe there's something wrong. And if I don't know if you guys have noticed, but if there's anything Facebook notices, it literally logs you out, and it only lets you in when you prove that it's you, or someone else approves you that it's you. So this happens. That's why we built this feature, so that you don't get into that problem. Having said that, can it create problem? Yes, but if you use it ethically and as a tool, not just spam people, you'd be safe and fine. We're giving you all the possible ways to avoid that happening. So that's groups. Hopefully that's clear. If not, I mean, after I'll just move on and we can come back to it again if you have any questions. But I'm gonna go to settings now. Now someone in the group, Petula, she said she won't be able to hop on this call most likely, but I want to address this so that hopefully she sees the replay. So she had issue with setting this up, and that is exactly where we are. So Petula, if you are listening, this is an answer for your question. She wanted to know how to set this up. Now what this is, all I did was click on settings here in the same line as segments, groups, and settings. This is a feature where you have to turn it on if you want to use it, and I'll show you how. but it sends and it's very grayed out. So, but when you log in, I'm just going to read out so you know what it is. And I have a smaller screen, apparently I can't zoom in as well. But the blue version says it sends a message when you receive a new friend request from someone. That means if Chris right now sends me a friend request and we are not friends, the tool will know that, hey, this is a new friend request for me. And if I have set this up, it would send Chris an automated message saying, hey, whatever the message I've created. Okay. So if I want that to happen, all I have to do is click on this checkbox and I have to select a group which I have created. So just like we created MB new friends group, you would have created. So let's say you want to start doing this, you would have to go and set up a different group with a different message, whatever you want them to see when someone sends you a friend request. Okay. For example, imagine this MB group, MB new friend is a message which I've created when anyone sends me a friend request, which would say just like, hey, and your first name. Thanks for sending me a friend request. I am very particular about selecting my friends. So I would like to know, where did you find me? Like, it's a genuine question. I don't want to add anyone and everyone. I just want to know, like, hey, why do you add me, right? So it could just be similar message like that, which you have set up as different segments and groups, and it would show up. So if you create more groups here, it would literally show up. Like if there would be new friend request group, like you would name that. So you would just select that. You select that. Now the way to activate this is, it literally says up here is please refresh after making any changes. That is the only way to activate this. Okay, so you would checkbox, select this checkbox, select the group which you've set up properly for whenever you receive a friend request, and you would refresh this page. That's it. You just have to refresh the browser once and that gets activated. So if we go back, and it did not. Good job. Whenever you're doing a demo, this is what happens. Oh, I didn't save, my bad. So, okay, sorry, there's a save setting on the bottom. Like, where's the save gone? You select the checkbox, you select the group, you save the settings at the bottom. Come on, is it clicking? Yeah. And hopefully it is done now. Let's double check. And once again, if it is not, I'll have to just make a note. Okay, it's not. All right, let me make a note. But this is exactly how. Okay, one more thing I want to make sure. This things in Facebook break every time because we're working with a tool which works on Facebook, and Facebook is the company with all the resources and they are updating every single time. So they call it the DOM structure. The way you see Facebook out here is called a DOM structure, which changes quite often because they every time testing new stuff. If any feature doesn't break, just reach out and we're going to make sure if that is we're able to solve that or not. Or I mean, it's a user error, or is it something we have to see, and if there's any changes happen, just like I've demoed this right now and it's not saving. So I'm going to make a note. I'm going to reach out to the developers and see what the problem is. If it's something which has changed on side of Facebook, we're going to push an update. Now the process for the update is we take your complaint, we see if we can solve that straight away. If we can, we'll let you know how to do that. But if not, we have to get a new update and we push that to the Chrome store, and then your extension gets automatically updated. So this thing not working right now, I'm gonna reach out to my developers and see if something has broken because of Facebook or whatever, and we'll push an update and we'll notify you guys. Okay, but this is how you set it up. Same way, if you want to receive so the green button is saying send message when you accept a friend request you received from someone. So if Chris sends me a friend request, this blue piece is what sends a message straight away. But when I accept it, maybe I want to send him a different message. Hey, yeah, I would like to, get it. Hey, I just checked out your profiles. Maybe something like, I checked out your profile. You look like you're a good dude. I don't know. I'm just throwing something. It's pretty early, but looks like I would like to stay in touch with you and get to know you better. Chat soon. Just a simple message. Hey, I've just seen your profile. Would like to stay in touch. Chat soon. So if you accept that friend request, it would send this type of message. Now, third piece is send a message when you decline a friend request. So if I see, again, sorry, Chris, your face is right in front of me, so I'm using you as an example. So if Chris sends me a message again, if he sends me a friend request and I don't notice him, or maybe I just don't like something on his profile or whatever is the reason, I did decline the friend request, then this automation kicks in. It would send a message on their behalf. Okay, so there are 3 different ways you can send an automated messages here from this settings page. Does anyone have any confusion or questions about this 3 here? And once again, it's not working right now, but I'm going to reach out to the developers and see what I can do and how soon can we fix this. But it would just be a matter of I end this call and I would reach out to them. But yeah, anyone have a question about this? Like, how would I set this up or what this feature does? If not, I'm going to move on. Okay, I don't see any questions. Let me see the chats. Just one quick sec. Should already have all this stuff. All right, I'm going to move on. It takes longer time to see the chats. If you have any questions, just hit me up. Just ask and I'll take care of it from there. But so that was the settings tab. Like we pretty much went through segments, groups, and settings. What I want to do now, I mean, if you notice, I'm on a main group version here. And if I click on Social Lead Connector, it shows this. And if I click on settings here, but if I go to members where we can literally activate, so I just clicked on the members and now I just click on this, it literally changes the whole interface straight away. Because it notices, hey, this is where I can start adding and automating the friends. It just takes you directly to that feature. Okay, you cannot trigger that on automation. Like you cannot click somewhere to find this feature. You have to be at a certain place where you can start adding people to get to this. Okay, so just like here, I see all the people down here. This is how I can see this. Now, again, I recommend between 5 and 10 minutes minimum before you start, sending their automated requests out. But again, for this demo, I'm going to start adding people from this group just for a demo. I'll just add 3 people so that we can see and compare. And I'm going to keep it between 30 and 60 seconds. Depend how many people you want to add. I'm just going to say 3 here. Resume from last search. No, because I'm starting fresh. Your last search member position. And again, if you have any questions about this, please feel free to ask me. So your last search member position is, let's say I was already adding someone before. I've added 10 people previously. I want to start from 11. I will put 11 here. Okay, that's what this means. I want to still go ahead.
Okay, so I tried this earlier today and I did the number of requests to 20. So it went to 20. So now tomorrow I want to go back in there, but how do I tell the system to start from 21? Because I don't want them, the system to send again requests to people already sent requests to.
Okay, first thing, you cannot send a request to someone which has already request is sent. Like just like if I scroll down here, I've already added Stefan. So system knows that, hey, I'm waiting on confirmation. It's not add friend. Because what the software does is it looks for this add friend option. Like, hey, is there an add friend? And then it will only find people there. So like Leonas has sent me a friend request. So I haven't confirmed. So I cannot add him, right? The system won't go ahead and add him. It would just skip Leonas and move to this next person. So you don't have to worry about that. Like, hey, how would system know if I've already added and not add them again? That doesn't happen because you've already added them once. But to answer the other part of the question, like, hey, how would the system know to skip the first 20 and start from the 21st? Here is where you would put that number. So start from 21st. Okay. So what system does is it would literally, in fact, let's do this. I'll start from 21st now. We'll skip the first 20.
Where does it remember, or do I have to jot that down somewhere to remember that?
Yeah, you'll have to. That is manual. The system doesn't remember or save any sort of data, and that's because Chrome doesn't allow us to save this type of data. So this is something which you'll have to remember. Hey, I was in marketing groups. I mean, that maybe you have a system created. You'll have to create a system of what you're trying to follow. So like, hey, today I'm going to add 50 people from Marketing Boost, done. And make a note of, hey, 50 people, done. Tomorrow, I know I can go back to that database. Okay, 50 are added. Then let me start with 51, something like that. That is something which you'll have to remember. It's not the system which remembers.
Okay.
Yeah. So for this example, we're going to add 3 people starting from 21st. Okay. And here's the keywords you can use. Like, hey, I only want to add people who have CEO, owner, or consultant, or let me put something else as well. Marketing. So the way to add that is just type a word and press comma. It would save it. I mean, it would do this. So what else do I see here? Agency. Okay.
Now, is that looking for those keywords in the profile, like the bio?
Here, just the bio. See, whatever you see here, it's only looking for that. It doesn't go deep into the profile and look for keywords, because that's not what it does. It's just at a glance. Like, I mean, if you are adding someone as well, like you just, and again, yeah, if you're doing one-on-one, yeah, you want to go into that profile and do your research and see if that person is particularly interested or not, interesting or not. But if you want to do it at scale, that's just not possible, right? So this is where you would just scroll down. Looks like he's a recruiter and trainer in EXP. Oh, I'm a realtor. I would like to get to know him. Add. You know, this is what we naturally would do if you want to do at scale, because you would just not have time to do it. And if you go into every profile and evaluate, I mean, that is you doing manual stuff. This is, the software doesn't know what you want to do. So this is just one feature. Like we give you that one piece where you can start, you know, and obviously it did not save the last 2 is because I did not save it here. I clicked outside. So what was it? Marketing, comma, agency, comma. Okay, and save. That's a different upgrade. Okay, don't worry. In the negative keywords is the crypto. So if you wanna, I genuinely, I'm not into crypto and something. So anyone has crypto in their profile. Mostly they don't, but for whatever reason, so if I find anyone, or here's what you can do. I don't want to have people from, I don't want to be, if let's see what details we see here. So just the way I would recommend is you scroll down a little bit and see what particular things you see. So I see owner here, right? I see marketing entrepreneur, right? So I would just put some things here, and in the keyword you can also do Sydney. Actually, I just see John. I don't know what's your name, so I just see John here. It's from Sydney. You can put the location as well. Okay, because whatever is visible here, it's going to search that. Okay. Once again, I'm out. But you understand the power of keyword here, right? So I'm just going to put Sydney for now. The way to save it is to start running it. That's the way to save it, because currently we're building this feature to save these keywords, and that's why it's not live here yet. So keyword negative is crypto, Bitcoin, whatever is your criteria you put here. And if you notice down here, it says message groups. This is where, if you have set up those segments and groups correctly, would show up. So this is MB new friend is the one we created in this example. I'm going to select this. All I have to do now is, once I've set all this up correctly, your last search was 21st, and I want to add 3 people. Oh, not 23. I want to add 3 people. If you set up all this correctly and you select this message groups, it says, negative keyword, remove this. Okay, run. Now what it is doing on the background is, if you notice, I should have done 20, my bad. I just did the wrong number. So it skipped the first 21 and it started from the 22nd. And because the keyword also matched, which is owner, Scott in his profile says owner, it matched this particular keyword, and it is moving forward. Okay, so it's going to add Scott on automation, I can literally click out now because it's already running. I don't need to worry about it, that save or something, because it started running. It's going to look for that particular things and add Scott. And before it moves to the next person, it would also send Scott a message. So we'll just wait and see what happens. The way it sends a message, it opens as a new tab and it sends a message, and you'll literally see what's happening. Go ahead, Chris.
So am I to understand that any of the negative, if you want to put negative words or more than 2 or 3 keywords, you have to have an upgrade to the software? Is that correct?
It's an upgrade on our part. We're working on that on the back end. Okay. To save that. So I'm going to double check that, but it should work. Negative keywords should work. That's the latest feature which we launched. So I'm gonna hold on. Is it not sending message? Oh no, hold on. No, Scott is there. Why did I refresh? So see this? Scott got a message saying, "Hola, I noticed you're also Marketing Boost Solutions member. Chat soon." Okay, so Scott got our message. And sorry, Scott, I'm just demoing this, and I used the software used you as an example. And because one of our keyword was Sydney, I'm guessing John is being added, and no other keywords have come in between here which matched. That's why John is added here. So, okay, the request is sent to John. Let's see, refresh this. Oh, hold on here. See this tab on the left? It's typing the message for me. Hello, I found you. Okay. So this happens on automation. This just new tabs just gets generated. You don't touch that ever, because that's how we send a message. And here's John. It says, "Hello, I found you in the Marketing Boost Solutions group. Hopefully speak to you soon." See those 2 messages? I haven't done anything. I mean, I've just set it up once and it's just sending a different message. And I'm literally talking and I'm on different tabs right now, but it's still running on the background from this tab. So the way I recommend is you open a separate tab. Literally, I would pull this tab out of this whole browser and leave it as a separate tab and let it run on the background. Don't minimize it, keep it on the background running and work on this particular tab, whatever you want to do, but let it run in the background. Okay, the 3rd request has been sent. It went to Chris. You're lucky one, man. It's selected you.
Okay, so go. here's a question to go along with what we're talking about.
Go ahead.
First, we got the first one covered. The upgrade has nothing to do with paying more. It has to do with you on the back end.
Our systems, we are upgrading, and
you're upgrading on the back end. And then the other question is it mandatory to use the keywords, or can I just say friend the next 100%. 20 people in the group?
Yeah. So if you want to add anyone and everyone, yeah, don't use any keywords.
Got it.
So if this is a niched community, right? Let's say I'm a part of, and a perfect example would be, I'm part of a very high-end coaching group, and everyone in there is like a colleague, and I would like to learn and connect with them. Like, let's say there are like 30 people in there, like a really high-end coaching group. Everyone has paid like few thousands to be a part of that. I want to add all those people because, hey, guess what? I can connect and network and learn and do so much more with that. So I don't want any criteria. I just want to add everyone from there, right? So you don't put any keywords and you just add everyone.
Minus the first 10 or however many of them were admins and members, moderators or whatever.
Yeah, correct. Now, if you're adding everyone, let's say this is a high-end marketing, which it is, and there's everyone a legend here. So let's say this is the particular group, and if you want that use case and you want to do that, I would not even put any numbers and stuff here. Why? Because the system knows, like, hey, if this person has sent me a friend request or not, like, let's go to Chris, because we just added a Chris right now. Where is Chris? Oh, down here. Okay. Chris, the system already knows that, hey, the friend request has been sent to Chris. You don't even need to do, because if you want to add everyone, and if the number is below your daily spending, daily friend request limits or something, which you have set for yourself, don't even worry about putting those keywords. But let's say there's like 2,000 people in this group, right? That's when you need to remember that number, because Otherwise, you won't even know where to start from. It would just, start from ascending order from the top. And if the top 100 in this group shows friend request sent, friend request sent, friend request sent, then it would start from the 101st. If you don't even put any number, it would just start from that number, because the first 100 will already show that the request has been sent. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. But let's compare 3 different messages which went out. So let's see Chris's message. So Chris says, "Hola, I found you in the Marketing Boost Solutions group. Hopefully speak to you soon." Here it says, "Hello, I found you in the Marketing Boost Solutions group. Hopefully speak to you soon." So the only difference it created was the first word in these 2 messages, but it's still a different message. And the third one literally looks different for Scott. "Hola, I noticed you're also Marketing Solutions member. Chat soon." So imagine you had 30 different friend requests sent out. It would be 30 different messages gone out, which literally saves you so much time. And more than that, it just automates the whole process. That is Social Lead Connector. Does anyone have any questions about this software right now?
Okay, so it's very good for micro marketing in terms of if you are, there's so many thousands of groups out there where if let's say you're in the real estate business and you can go in a group that has 10,000 people and you can do a search for just real estate keywords and send requests to anybody that has a real estate. So that's actually really, really good for us in Marketing Boost. So that's awesome.
Yeah, thank you, Chris.
And then you can show us how I would attack a competitor's ad.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, for sure. Let's do that. You guys are still seeing my screen? Am I still sharing? Okay. All right. It's hard to understand with a small screen when you work with a larger screen. Okay. So that is one way of adding people from from a members area. Okay. So if I go to home screen here, if I go to home on my Facebook feed, hold on, let me turn that on. Okay. So if I go to home, Australian Dental Industry Association is tagging me, it's running an ad to reach to me. Guess what? If I'm an agency doing marketing for dentists, okay, only people who would be interested in Australian Dental Industry Association would be most likely either dentists or other dental suppliers or someone in relation to that industry, right? So most likely if I add these people, it would, like, there are 46 reactions and 3 comments here. I can literally click on this, and here's one thing: if you click on this 3 dots once, it doesn't show up. So if you have to click it again. Okay, so Social Lead Connector shows up here. I can add everyone who have reacted to this, commented on this, or you can choose both. So, and if you want to pick and choose which reaction, you can also click on that and choose only the likes. Okay, or you can choose all, whatever you like. Okay, so now I've selected these 3 reactions, and the setup looks very similar to what you would do in adding people from any group. The only difference here is an extra mutual friends option, because when you add people randomly from an ad which is out there, there may be random people you don't want to add. So maybe I just want to add people where we have a mutual friend. At least I want 1 mutual friend or 10 mutual friends. Imagine if having 50 mutual friends means they're more highly likely that, hey, that person is very much into what I'm doing. If you have 50 friend requests, or that person knows 50 of my friends, that means I may be interested in that person. But if there's 0 person mutual friends, that's a very random stranger for me. I don't want to add that person. That's why this feature exists here. So I would say, let's say 10 friend requests, right? So you decide. I mean, it totally depends. You need to know who you're trying to add and all that, but this feature is built for that. Now, if for whatever reason you want to do less than or equal to this many friend requests, you would click on this and select that, and you can also use that piece here. And again, you can put the keywords here, and here also you can select the group. Hey, I just noticed you liked an ad from whatever, like you set up your segments and groups previously, before you start adding people from an ad or something. But let's say you have another group created for people who you start adding from an ad. You select that group here. Let's say it was this, and then you start running. And if I click run,
so if it's the same campaign I already created, all I have to do is click run.
Correct.
Because I already create that, what do you call it?
Correct.
That group?
Group, correct. So that is setting it up once on the settings, but once you've set up, you can select in different places. And just like this, see this, it's waiting for 30 to 60 seconds to add this person. I don't want to add him. But if you remember, I had a mutual less than or equal to 10. That's why we have 5 mutual friends here. I don't even know this person, but we have 5 mutual friends. And most likely, I guess it's because this is Australian and I'm from Sydney, right? So yeah, I may have 5 mutual friends, but it's just adding this person. And let's just wait. Let's see what message goes out as well, because I have selected one.
Now, Alok, you said this is for sponsored posts. Please tell me you can do the same for regular posts. Please tell me
you can do it to any regular post. You can do it to any of your competitors' page. And you can, okay, have a look at this. Send a request to him. I'm going to click on stop here because I don't want to add random strangers on my profile right now, because there's not a targeted ad for me. But let's go to Messenger and see what 𝗔𝗯 got a message. Hi, how's it going? Because I selected a different version, not the one we created here, but it sent an automated message to someone which I found on an ad, which was targeted to me by a different company. So this, if you understand this is very powerful. It's you literally using someone else's money to reach out to these people. Yeah, and I'm gonna unsend this because I don't want to send messages to someone who would maybe trigger their spam filters in their brain, like, hey, who's this person's trying to spam me? And if he reports me as a spam, if he goes here and blocks me, that tells Facebook like, hey, notice Alok is trying to do something because 𝗔𝗯 just blocked him. Does that make sense? So that's why if you are automating stuff here, don't just try to do something which is spammy. You have to be ethical as well. This is just an automation tool. You still have to follow all the ethical rules which you have to follow. So because it can still, if it can still literally cause trouble to your profile if you don't do stuff ethically. Because if I send a random message to 𝗔𝗯 who we've never met or we have no connections, he may. Will he ever do that? I don't know, but he may just block me, right? And if that happens, Facebook knows to keep an eye on me. And if 2 or 3 other people does that, they would just shut me down. Or at least put me in the Facebook jail. I don't know if you heard, but if you start sending so many messages, it would just stop you from sending any more messages for maybe 24 to 48 hours. That could happen, I don't want that to happen to you guys. So I'm just literally giving you all the possible points which I know can cause some trouble. So use with caution. That's one thing. And to answer your question, Chris, again, this was a sponsored post, but let me try and find any post. Okay, Alex Hormozi. I follow this dude, really good. Everyone should follow him. But look at this, such a good engagement, 479. That is just his personal profile where he has made a post. Okay, I can literally run it here. There you go.
That is major.
I can yeah, that is huge. If you know how to use that strategically, that is literally a game-changing thing. Let me find, okay, TikTok for business. Let me find something.
And don't everybody start messaging everybody in the Facebook group, please. In the
please. This is
in the Marketing Boost group, please. Hands off of the Marketing group. Marketing Boost group.
100%. And again, that's why I mentioned you still have to follow the ethical rules, which are unspoken, unsaid, unwritten anywhere. You just have to follow it, right? Because if you don't follow, and if someone from Marketing Boost blocks you, you're still at risk of getting banned by Facebook. So yeah, if you want to add, I mean, do it cautionally and genuinely connect with people. Don't just try to spam people, you know, like, yeah, you can automate, but connect with people. So let's say Twilio, right? It's a big company, tech company. I'm into softwares and tech, and I want to connect with people who are reacting and commenting on Twilio's post. I went to their page, and guess what? I can start adding to people who have commented, liked, and shared on a post made on a page. Pretty much anywhere. That's the answer to you, Chris.
I mean, the stuff that you can do with this is amazing, because there's so many groups out there where you can go in a group and post yourself, do a post saying anybody here in real estate, and then you have a whole bunch of people commenting on that. Then use this tool to actually connect with them, because they're all on the real estate.
I love it, Chris. You're
mind
thinking
blowing.
Next level. You're thinking next level. You're thinking at the same level I'm thinking right now, so I love it. Yeah, that is the way. So let's say you want to, for example, and again, I don't want to give this, it's Marco's group, but yeah, there are so many strategies. Chris, you gave a good